Unless you've been living in complete isolation over the past decade or so, you've likely heard of mindfulness meditation and its benefits for physical and mental health. This idea of mindfulness is found everywhere, yet there's a common misconception floating around: the concept of Buddhist psychotherapy. Let's take a step back and look at the broader picture. Every culture throughout history has developed ways to provide guidance and ease life's burdens, with spiritual practices, educators, and wise men leading the way. Buddhism, a spiritual philosophy over 2,500 years old, is one such path, its central aim being to relieve existential suffering. In this philosophy, a central practice stands out: mindfulness meditation. Its literal meaning is memory, which means recalling our identity and the journey that led us to the present moment. In contrast, psychology, deeply rooted in Western cultures, is about understanding the mind. It's a relatively new science, being around for only about 150 years. From the Western perspective, understanding the mind is both a goal in itself and a means to alleviate mental suffering. In psychology, mental burdens are often eased through methods such as changing maladaptive habits or addressing unresolved conflicts from childhood. Buddhism, with its spiritual essence, cannot be considered a psychological framework. Similarly, psychology, with its secular nature and methodical exploration of the mind, is not a part of the Buddhist spiritual path. So, how did mindfulness become associated with Western psychology? Essentially, there are two schools of thought in psychology addressing mindfulness. The first is Ellen Langer's school of thought. Her concept of mindfulness, as described in her 1989 book Mindfulness, is based in cognitive and social psychology. Langer's mindfulness is not about meditation, but about actively noticing new things and interpreting them, focusing on open, creative, and critical thinking. The second school is Jon Kabat-Zinn's approach. Inspired by Buddhist meditation, yet designed to be secular, Kabat-Zinn developed the mindfulness-based stress reduction program in the late 1970s. This program, focusing on awareness, non-judgment, and acceptance, was later adapted and incorporated into cognitive behavioral psychotherapy in the early 2000s. Therefore, when discussing mindfulness in Western psychology, we're looking at a blend of Kabat-Zinn's meditation-based approach and Langer's cognitive-based concept, both differing fundamentally from the Buddhist spiritual path of mindfulness. Thus, the terms Buddhist psychotherapy or Buddhist psychology are misnomers when applied to these Western practices. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Noticed a mistake or have a brilliant suggestion for our upcoming videos? We'd love to hear from you in the comments below.